Hey guys, it's Ethan Hill, handsome and wealthy. Can all my handsome and wealthy men stand up? Now, guys, it's gonna be a different type of video. I got my computer pulled up because I wanted to make this more of a step-by-step sort of video. And I'm gonna do this with all my videos, just keep it more organized and keep it to where it's straight to the point, no bullshit, just in your face. But I'm reading this article right now called Mind, Body, and Green by Kelly Gon Gonzalez. Kelly Gonzalez, right? It's 16 green flags to look for, right? So we're gonna go ahead and just get to it. I'm not gonna do all 16. I'll probably shorten it down to about 5. And we're just gonna read. And you guys let me know if you guys agree or disagree in the comments with all the 5. Because I'm going to keep it real short because I know you guys might get bored. If I do the whole 16, I don't think you guys are going to be able to, you know what I'm saying, realistically sit through that. But let's see with the first one, okay? So they listen well, right? So in this article, it says, active listening is necessity for relationships to last in the long term. Now, what do I think? I think that if you are with someone that listens to you, obviously you guys will have things to talk about always because they're always listening and basically trying to get to know you. It forms a deeper level of connection, right? Intimacy. And basically, people are going to disagree with you from time to time, but as long as you guys can listen, just listen without no judgment, I think that makes for a strong relationship. So, like I said, the number one thing to look for, guys, is listening well. If your girl or, you know what I'm saying, your woman listens well, awesome. That is a great thing. And that's a great thing for just relationships in general, friendships, business partners. This is something you need, right? This is not just for relationships. Um, this is a big one right here. Number 2, very, very important one. If you don't have this, you can't go further in relationships, right? So number 2 is comfortable talking about their feelings, right? So it says being able to go deep and get emotional is another green flag. Healthy relationships requires 2 people who can recognize their own emotions, where they stem from, and who are able to share that and tap into that emotion in any given moment. Now, what does that mean? So basically, someone who can be vulnerable and honest, right? Because I'm telling you, man, I've been in situations where, you know, people don't want to open up. And I think it's more so a masculine trait is someone who's not able to be free. Because I suffer from that, right? I don't always talk about, you know, my feelings or what I'm going through or my personal business, because at the end of the day, people use that shit against you. In relationships, right? It can be used against you depending on the type of situation that occurs from an argument, or you guys are just having a disagreement and they throw that shit in your face. So you got to be selective still, but you should be able to, for the most part, open up. I think that's just a way to grow closer. Like we talked about in the first point of listening well, you want to be able to be open with that person and you want to be able to talk about your feelings, because it's gonna, like I said, create more of a connection and it's gonna create an emotion, and that will break the tension. That will really break the tension and actually get you guys to get deeper, right? So that's the second green flag, right? Let me get a good one here. Awesome. This is a good one. Number 3, they're engaged. Let me say that again. They're engaged in the relationship. So what does that mean? What does being engaged mean, right? Being engaged basically is you are invested. We talk about investments a lot in this, in my videos. Like, you have to have a woman invest in you, right? Investment, right? So what does that look like? Well, it says in this article specifically, someone who's engaged in a relationship, my bad guys, I got something in my eye, it's like bothering me. But they make plans, they text you back consistently, right? So if you're with someone, and I've suffered from this plenty of times, anybody who's been in the dating game, or, you know, trying to get to know someone, you're gonna come across people that don't text you back consistently, right? It's 30 minutes, an hour sometimes, maybe the next day. Now, if you're in a relationship that someone does not text you consistently, you have to get out of that relationship, because that shit is never going to work out. It's never going to work out, obviously. And it's just something that is wasting your time, and it's going to put a lot of strain and a lot of stress on your mind if you're constantly having to think about certain things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of person, like, I'm real straightforward. A lot of these fucking coaches or whatever, and that's, you know what I'm saying, the advice is toxic, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really about men, you know, becoming better and shit. I'm not trying to give toxic advice. Like, when I said that men should have multiple women, or if they want to, I'm not saying men should have multiple women. I'm just going back from historical figures and the history and the kings and the Romans, and, you know what I'm saying, how those guys, the rulers, Julius Caesar's, because I've read The Art of Seduction, and that book opened me up to a lot of those philosophies, how women, you know, were getting guys, and guys were developing themselves in those times to become either charming, charismatic, to be someone who's a Casanova. Like, that's just something that has been there in history. So that's why I made that video specifically. Do I think most men should be in that position? I don't think so, especially not with the way the market is right now, as far as like dating and communicating and doing all these things and trying to get to know someone, because that is going to be a tax burden, right? It's going to be a financial burden if you have to, you know what I'm saying, date this person, that person, this, like, it's not worth it, in my opinion. I think you should probably just stick with one woman, and hey, that's really how it should be. But y'all might disagree. So anyways, engaged in the relationship. So you have to be engaged, guys. I know I went off on a tangent, but you have to be engaged, okay? Be engaged, right? Show an active interest in nurturing the relationship. So if you're with a woman who does these things and they show an active interest in you, and they are not afraid to make it clear that they fuck with you, right? That's good. That's a green flag right there. That's something that will require effort, right? So, like, you know, I think a lot of people don't show this engagement because, of course, either past trauma, or you're afraid to invest and try to see what something could be like. So I believe that's, let's see, one. Okay, that's number 3, guys. So we're gonna do 2 more after this video. I'll put the article 2 down below. I have no credit. This is just something that I figured it would be a good video to make. So I have no type of credit. This is just something that I've read. I looked it up. I'm gonna put it in the link so you guys can read on and get the 16 green flags. I'm not going through fucking 16 green flags. Like, that's crazy. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this is a big one that you guys should have already. If you know that you have to sometimes do your own thing. I suffer from that still a little bit. I like being with my woman. I like, you know what I'm saying? But I realize, like, for you to really, like, become your own person and to really love yourself, you have to do your own thing. You have to have your own lives. You can't be too attached, because there's something called codependent, right? If you are codependent, that means you can over rely on someone, And basically that is going to put a strain. So you have to figure that shit out. Like sometimes you got to be alone. Sometimes you got to do things by yourself, like you go out or you go to a movie or you go to a dinner. Like we need to normalize this shit, right? Because we've been programmed by society to basically value always being around someone in a day, or always having to take this person out, that person out, going to the club with this person and going to the movies with that person, or a dinner. Like we have to normalize not doing that shit all the time. Normalize going out. You know what I'm saying? Go to a movie, go on a hike. I do that shit sometimes. I remember a week or two ago, I went on a hike by myself. Like, it's just refreshing to be inside your own thoughts and not having to deal with someone every time going out, especially like going to the spots you like, because most of the time you do have to, you know what I'm saying? If you're in a relationship, you got to kind of be accommodating. So once you're, you know, doing your thing, sometimes it's good to just kick back and just do what you like to do. So have your own lives, right? So if somebody does give you that opportunity to do your thing, focus on your goals, have your own hobbies, that's the best type of relationship you can be, because most of the time we do become attached with someone and then we feel like we have to throw our hobbies to the side, or we have to throw our friends away to the side, or we have to give up a part of ourselves to accommodate this relationship, which you shouldn't. All right, man, we back. We had some technical difficulties, but we are back. Okay. So, like I said, have your own lives, right? And then the last but not least, I mean, this is the most obvious green flag that you could have, because it's obvious. You want to feel good. You feel good around them, right? Relationships should feel good. They should be easy. They should be simple. It shouldn't be this toxic gaslighting, what do we call it? Manipulation. I mean, you have to be able to be in a relationship where it's just solid from the jump, right? You are going to have your arguments. You're going to have your conversations that fucking suck, your hard, tough conversations. But sometimes that's what's going to, you know, be what keeps the shit going or not. Like I said, you have to feel good. You have to feel like this person's adding value. Like if they're not adding value, they don't care about you in general. They don't respond really to you. You know what I'm saying? Like all the signs are there. And sometimes when you are in those situations, you have to talk your shit and you have to let them know, hey, this is not appropriate, or hey, I don't like this. And you know, you just do it in a respectful way. You don't have to be so brash or so cocky, but it's just about being in a healthy relationship. You guys are solid. You guys keep a good bond, man. Because like for me, it's just like, it's not good to pretend or try to, you know, be somebody who you're not. Like for me, it took a while because I was listening to certain people, and now I've really established what I want. Like I said, I know what my future is gonna look like. I know that I want a woman, no kids. I don't want kids, and to be able to travel and just make money. I think that's like my standard. So if you guys, you know what I'm saying, figure what you want, put that shit into perspective, put that shit into play, and you know what I'm saying, like really go for what you want, and just be a G, be him for sure. Talk your shit, be him. So if you guys like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell button. Let me know what you guys think. Did you agree with my 5 green flags, or should I say the 5 green flags in this article? If you did, let me know down your comments, your disagreements, your agreements, and I will see you guys on the next video. Join my Handsome and Wealthy page, man. Still trying to build that up. So guys, join. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Ethan Hill, Handsome and Wealthy.